Hey guys, so I wanted to review one more card which I don't currently have, but I would want to apply for is the State Bank of India Prime card, SBI Prime. That's how it's shortly called. It's a paid card with about an annual fee of 3,000 rupees. You get immediate rewards worth 3,000 rupees that you can spend on different brands. The redeeming value of this card, there's only one redeeming value I would say. It's a good card, not denying it. There's one great thing is that you get 5% returns on any standing instruction of utility bills. Now, what they define by utility is insurance, rent, electricity, and telephone, and DTH, your cable, your internet if it's available. So this is like the vast scheme what they define as utility. Now, to make maximum use of it, as I was telling in one of my previous videos, my average spend on utility would be about 50,000-60,000 rupees per month. Now, if I'm getting 5% on that in a period of in a year, so let's say about 50,000 rupees into 12 is about 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakhs into 5% is 30,000 rupees. 30,000 rupees worth of reward points. Now, I wouldn't know all the details of the AMIL conversion because unfortunately I don't have that card. I don't have access to the dashboard excepting a few videos I've seen online, just like you are seeing mine right now, and a few blogs I would have read. So hence, I would suggest this card to be there in your pocket only for one reason, is for standing instructions. Another great thing that SBI has is they have a vast catalog of products. For example, for people who are not into travel, who are not looking for holiday bookings and anything in the luxury segment. For example, an American Express card, you could convert your reward points and buy a BMW if you want to do it. I mean, if you have a few million points, you can, as in some cash, some points, you can buy a BMW X1, BMW X3, a few options are available. To the contrary, State Bank of India has great utility on their catalog. HDFC has a very limited catalog, to be honest. I've been a customer for HDFC credit cards for about the last 14 years, but the catalog has never impressed me. But State Bank of India has tied up with some e-commerce portal and there's some really good stuff. I mean, you can look at jewelry, you can look at regular grocery, you can look at watches like say a Rado or an Omega available for 500,000 points, 10 lakh points. Agreed, it will take some time to accumulate those kind of points. But again, coming back to where I started off, we are not talking of increasing your expenditure, but trying to divert your expenditure onto credit cards so that you would earn something in return. Now, paying it from your net banking, you're not getting any benefit. Paying it through your debit card, sometimes you might get some benefit, some cash back, but nothing beats 7%, 5%, or even 33% rewards. That's what I've been trying to drive. That making a habit to pay through your credit card and immediately repaying your card. That's critical part is that you enjoy a 50-day interest period does not mean 50 days from whenever. It means 50 days. It's a very conditional statement. So depending on your statement generation, you have to be very careful in using a credit card. What I normally do is that every single penny I swipe across my cards, I would see that they're all repaid before the statement generation date, maybe 2 days before, before the due date. So if the due date of my cards is say 5th of April, I would see that by 1st of April, all the payments are done. Then you cannot charge me any interest, no late payment, no overdues, nothing. And that's how you should be using your credit cards, whether it is a Amex or whether it's a HDFC Diners, it's a Infinia, whichever card you talk about, you have to be able to repay them on time. And hence I speak about categorizing your expenditure carefully, and then once you understand which categories you're spending more money, accordingly you would need to identify a card that suits your needs. Now, I have chosen, for example, the cards that I spoke to you about, depending on my usage. Now, if you are, for example, you are a frequent flyer or of Jet Airways, you might, okay, Jet Airways is a bad example currently, but let's hope. I mean, I sincerely hope the Jet Airways can recover from the mess it is in currently, because it's undoubtedly the most premier airlines in India. And I would like to see it succeed. And if I'm sure some of you would have already accumulated a lot of jet miles over time. I had about some 25,000-30,000 jet miles, even though I never flew on Jet Airways because Visakhapatnam doesn't have jet connectivity. So, it's important to accumulate this stuff. It's not like you earn and you burn. That's not the idea. you earn some points, you buy something from the catalog, you buy some crockery out of it and get out of it. That's not the idea. It's a very long-term game you have to think about. Look at the options that they have. Sometimes some great offers come in when you convert them to air miles, or if you're traveling, you want to do a business class upgrade, you could use your air miles for that matter. Some cards have the facility to convert air miles to specific airline companies. So understanding these fundamentals is important, and most important thing, you break down your expenditure, identify where you're spending money. And I'm not a judge to say what you're spending is right or wrong. That's your life and your choice. But all I'm trying to convey is that whatever you're spending, as much as possible, let it run through your credit card. Even if you lose, say, that 0.5%, 1% of transaction charges, sometimes it's really worth it. A friend of mine was buying a car. I owed him some money. The car company said that you need to pay a 1% penalty if you are using your card. I said fine, because my card pays me 3.3%. Even if I lose 1%, I'm still in a profit on that transaction, and I have 1 month to repay the card company, while my friend needed the cash right away. So you see that balancing out is critical for managing your cards. I'm someone who has had a very bad experience with credit cards in the past. I think in 2007, 2008, my business that I had then went down, and I had about 5 lakhs worth of credit card debt. And trust me, I had to cancel all my credit cards excepting one. And I still blame myself for the mistake that I did. I went into settlements. It was a big, ugly mess. Even today, some banks will not transact with me. That doesn't mean that I will stop transacting entirely. Just need to find the loopholes for that. HDFC Bank would not give me their premium card, but if I give them a fixed deposit, they'll give me some card. You start there. So don't do those mistakes that I had done quite a long time ago, and I still repent for it. I wish I could turn back time and say that I never did those card settlements. My credit history would be great. But what's done cannot be undone. What I would advise, whatever your card statement is generated, immediately see that, if not immediately, see that you pay it before the due date at any cost. And that should be how your spending pattern should be decided. So in the next video, what I'll be talking about, a very short video, would be about how to make money out of your credit card payments. Now, this is something very funny. Most of us don't make a penny when we pay our credit card. Now I'm going to talk about a few mechanisms to make money when you pay your credit card. Right? See you.